I'm Kalani, and I'm your host for Code Along. Welcome to the exciting world of game development with Scratch. If you've ever dreamed of creating your own video game, but didn't know where to start, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to take the very first steps towards creating your very own video game. Whether you want to design a thrilling space adventure or a puzzle that challenges the mind, Scratch provides all the tools you need. Ready? Let's go! Let's go to the Scratch website. Go to scratch.mit.edu. Make sure to log into your account. If you didn't create an account with me in our first video, let's do that now. Go to the top right corner of the page and click Join Scratch and follow the prompts to activate your account. In our last episode, we learned all about the basics of creating in Scratch. If you need a little refresher, feel free to go back and watch that episode. Today, I'm going to create a chase game. When I think of a chase game, I know I need a few major elements. A character or sprite that chases, the thing that's getting chased, a cool backdrop, and a sound. Oh, and we need an area to keep score. It is a game after all. Before I get started, I want to think about what kind of chase game I want to create. First thing that comes to mind is a catch version of the chase game. That makes me think of my dog and how she's always begging me to play fetch. That's it. I'm going to build a game where a dog chases the ball, and whenever she catches it, she gets a point. What kind of chase game do you want to create? It can be anything. The possibilities are endless. Okay, so now I've planned out my game and have a basic idea of what I want it to be about. It's time to get started. The first thing I need to do is choose my sprite. I'll delete the current sprite by clicking the X above it in the sprite area. Then I click the sprite icon, choose animals, and select the puppy. Oh my goodness, this puppy looks so cute. I'll name her Pepper. This is going to be great. My dog's favorite thing to play catch with in real life is a ball. So let's give this dog a ball too. I'm going to select this ball and then change the size of the puppy and the ball to 60. Oh, I just got the best idea. My dog and I play catch everywhere. In the house, in the backyard, and at the park. So I'm going to add different levels to our game to show all the places where we play. To do this, I'll click the backdrop icon next to the sprite icon. I'm going to choose 4 different backdrops to represent 4 different levels. Each backdrop will be added to the backdrop tab where you can change the order you want them to show. Remember, you can choose whatever sprites and backdrops you like for your game. I want the puppy to move left to right, trying to catch the ball, so I'm going to add actions to the left and right arrow keys. Select the puppy in the sprite area. Then from the Events tab, drag and drop the When Green Flag Click block to the Scripts area. Next, I'll go to the Control tab and add the If block. The If block is a conditional statement, meaning if this statement is true, then run the code inside. Well, if I press the right arrow, then I want the puppy to move to the right. In the Sensing tab, I'll add the key space pressed to the If block. Change spacebar to right arrow. Then I'll add the Change X by 10 from the Motion tab inside the If block. Now press the green flag, then click right arrow. Did the puppy move to the right? No, I know why. It's because I forgot to add one more block. I need to add a forever block from the Control tab to surround the if statement. Without the forever block, the program would only check the condition once and would likely miss most of the times the right arrow key is pressed. Adding a forever block around an if statement will make sure that our code runs continuously. Now I'll press the green flag again and then press the right arrow. It worked! Great, the puppy is moving to the right. Now I'll copy or duplicate the current block and change right arrow to left arrow and add a negative sign to 10. Do you remember what happens when you add a negative sign before a number? That's right. The sprite will move in the opposite direction. Now that the puppy can move left and right, let's code the ball. I want the ball to come from the top of the stage down towards the puppy. The stage is measured along the X and Y axis. If you drag the ball from the top of the stage to the bottom, you can see its Y coordinates change from 170 to 0 to negative 170. I'm going to add my starter blocks. When green flag, click block, and the forever block, and the if block as my instructions for the ball. When the green flag is clicked, I want the ball to change Y by -5. This will move the ball down the screen towards the puppy. But what if the puppy can't catch the ball? Then I need to reset the ball to the top of the stage. I need 2 blocks to add to the if statement. I'll go to the Operators tab and add the less than block. Then go to the Motions tab and add the Y position. The Y position keeps track of the current Y position of the sprite. If the Y position of the ball is less than -170, which is the bottom of the stage, then I want to go to random position and set Y to 180, which is the area above our stage. Now click the green flag. The ball should be moving towards the dog and resetting itself to a new position at the top of the stage once it reaches the bottom. Okay, now I know what happens when the puppy doesn't catch the ball. But what should happen when it does? When my dog catches the ball in real life, she gets a treat. So when the virtual puppy catches the virtual ball, let's give it a virtual treat, aka a point. I want to add a block of code that says when the puppy touches the ball, the puppy gets a point, then it should play a sound to celebrate. Then I'll reset the ball to the top of the screen. To do that, first we'll add our starter block. Then I'll go to the Sensing tab and add the touching mouse pointer block to the if statement. I'm going to change the mouse pointer to pepper the puppy. Excellent. Now when the ball touches the puppy, something will happen, but what? I know. Let's keep score of how many balls the puppy catches. In order to keep score in Scratch, we have to go to the Variables tab and click Make a Variable. Variables can be used to keep track of scores in a game, store user inputs, control different aspects of animation, and so much more. Let's make a variable called Score. You'll see a score tracker on the top left of the stage. Now drag the Change My Variable by 1 block inside the if statement. Then select Score from the drop-down menu and change Variable by 1. Now I'll click the green flag and try to catch a ball to test it out. It looks like some balls get stuck on the screen after touching the puppy. I'll have to reset the balls after each one is counted, but first I want to add a sound after each ball is caught. To do this, I'll go to the sound area and drag the Start Sound block below the Change Score block. Click the Sound tab, then click the sound icon at the bottom of the page and select Pop. Now try catching it again. Press the green flag, then move the puppy left to right to catch the ball. Do you see your score going up? Does each ball reset? Do you hear the pop? Great, we're making so much progress in our game. The last thing I want to do is move the puppy to the next level in our game every time she catches 10 balls. To do this, I'll need to duplicate the last scripts block. I'm going to replace the touching block with an equals operator block, then drag in my scores variable, and set it equal to 10. Now replace change score to set score to 0. I want to reset the score after each level, then change to the next backdrop. Let's test out our chase game. We want to make sure all of our blocks of code work together. I have to double check to make sure that whenever the puppy catches the ball, he gets a point. And then if he gets 10 points, he goes to the next level. Let's press the green flag and give it a try. worked!
Yes!
Okay, now, I want to save my work so I don't lose my awesome chase game. Make sure you save your work too. First, we have to give our project a title. Then click Save Now in the top right corner. Or you can go to File and select Save Now. I can't wait to see all the fun chase games you've made in Scratch, but now I think I'm gonna spend some time playing catch with my dog in real life. Hi, Cloud. You wanna play catch? See you next time, coders!